What's going on YouTube, man? Back with another video. In this video I'm gonna be talking about some ideas I have for Marvel Spider-Man 2. My ideas cover some mechanics, some combat, some animations, and just some dope things I really thought it would be cool to have in the game. The way I had this set up, I made it to as though both Miles and Peter can pull these stuff off. I didn't make it to as though one can do it and the other couldn't. So yeah, the first thing I'm going to be covering is the wall crawling. Okay, so for the wall crawling, this is something that I really would want in the sequel, is that there be an actual wall crawling button, like circle to stick onto the wall, right? And I believe that in the first game and in Miles Morales there was no button to make you stick on the wall. It was always either if you web zip towards the wall and you'll like stick on the wall for a second, then it'll go to the wall crawling animation, or you can swing and you start wall running. Then you can, when you stop wall running, he'll stop. Then you can start wall crawling. There's no button to it, though. You can just like strictly stick on the wall. So the idea that I have is, you know, bring back the wall crawling circle to wall crawl to stick on the wall. Then while you're wall crawling with circle, you can hold both circle and R2. Okay, this is future real or past or present or however time works. I made a mistake and I said use R2 and circle to activate wall running, but initially I wanted to say use L3 with circle to activate wall running. I'm gonna get into that more later on in the video. I just want to make that correction before you continue on watching this video. So little mistake, it's all good. To wall run. So the way I have this stuff is that it's kind of like advanced, but it's kind of like bringing back some old mechanics from the older games into the new one, when you had to hold circle and R2 to wall run and everything like that. And another addition to the wall crawling experience is a different animation for the tap X web zip going upwards. And something that I just came up with is if you want to get up higher, like get more scale up the building, you can hold X for a slingshot up the building, just like this right here from TAS 1. So I feel like that's bringing more variety into the web I can't even speak, the wall crawling. Okay, so for the next idea I have is we're gonna get into the dodging animation. Now dodging to me is very important in a Spider-Man game. It is very essential to the character. So for instance, this clip right here, you see that when he dodge, he still get hits, right? So, and you see the animation with the dodging, he kind of like pulls himself forward with the web zip and not really connecting to anything. So my idea is to, instead of having that animation, he kind of just like flares his body into a dodging pose instead of, you know, web zipping forward. You know, he only like web zip unless, you know, if you press an X or something like that, it's not pressing circle. Also, that something that would be cool is to have a perfect dodge. Instead of just having like a normal dodge, there's also a perfect dodge, and it's a different animation for a perfect dodge. An animation could be something like this right here you see from Spider-Man 2. You see how he kind of just like let go of a web line and activates another web line at the same time while dodging at the same time. While doing that, you can hold R2 and circle, so you can activate another web line instead of just like pressing circle and dodging without the web line. So it's kind of like a combo really with your web swing. You got to hold R2 and circle to dodge. Alright, so for my combat take, there's only like one thing I could really say, and it kind of like sums up everything. For the combat, I would like there to be more combos instead of the typical pressing square, 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 and you doing the punches, kicking, punching, and kicking. I want there to be more variety of combos. Say if you want to do a certain move, and you have to execute square, square, then triangle, or square, square, triangle, triangle, then activate a certain combo that you'll like to see, that you'll like Spider-Man to do, instead of just pressing square the whole time to activate something. Okay, so for my new gadget, I thought about this for a really long time, and I try to make it to as though it won't change anything that's already been instilled in Marvel Spider-Man and Miles Morales. So I try to make it fit. So my idea was to have a web line on your gadget wheel along with web shooters. You know, my idea was to say you want to target an enemy with your web line. Your web line is have like it's a targeted thing. So say if you want to web line one enemy, and you could also web line another enemy as well. So you can web line two enemies if you want to, and like as you upgrade, you have different movements with the web line. You can upgrade it to as though, okay, you can web line an enemy and you can swing around in a circle, or you could just like web line an enemy and kind of like just turn them to somewhere else to hit someone. Like there's multiple things you can kind of do with it. It's kind of like a tripwire, but you manually do it. And another thing I thought about as well, that what if there were combos along with the gadget. Say if you have your gadget activated, and say you execute a square, 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 then hit R2 to do something, or not R2, I'm sorry, hit R1 to activate the combo finisher with your gadget. Which I thought about that like literally like a couple hours ago. Like I think that would be really dope, because plus it gives more variety of a lot of things. Who knows how many gadgets we're gonna have? So imagine with some of the gadgets you can have combo finishers with the gadget. If you haven't noticed by now, like everything that I came up with so far, as far as like with the mechanics and ideas, they're all so manual like, if that makes sense. Like you have to do everything manually. Like there is no automated system like when you press one button or two to activate a sequence. Like you have to do everything manually. I think that since everything is going to be on PS5 exclusively, I feel like there's need to be exclusive combos. You know, everything has to feel, you have to really feel like Spider-Man this time around. Okay, so the slingshot mechanic is something I've seen people talk about for a while. This is really like a fan favorite Spider-Man movement. So I had thought about some ways where you can activate this movement, whereas though you have to use your web line gadget. So you have to manually pinpoint your targets to where you want to slingshot from with your web line gadget. Now this mechanic will only work if your targets are separated evenly. If your targets you want to slingshot from are too close, you won't get that slingshot effect. And the way I have it to get notified when you can't activate your slingshot, your webline aiming system, like as if your reticle, it'll turn green if you can, activate the second web line. And if you can't activate your second web line to get that slingshot, it'll turn red. So it'll let you know whether if you can do it or not. Okay, so before I get into the web swinging, I want to introduce this new mechanic before I get into it. Now this will be implemented into the web swinging. So instead of using R2 to sprint, I was thinking maybe we should use L3 more. Instead of using it as a dive bomb, I was hoping we can get more variety out of the L3 button, and one of the ideas was to make it a sprinting button. When you press down L3, you get a sprinting movement, and I will get into more ways you can use the L3 button. Now some more ways to implement at the L3 movement more into the game is to have it be as a boost, like a boost for your web line. If you remember in the previous Spider-Man games, like early on in like mid 2000s, for example, like the trilogy games, there you used L2 to boost, get more boost forward. I was thinking using something like that into the new game, but you're using L3, and this is the animation I will really love to see be in the game. When you hit this movement, you hit L3 to kind of like crawl up your web line to gain more forward momentum. So then you can kind of like catch up to certain things, or the chase sequence, chasing the car. If you really want to get to there really fast, you will hit that L3 button to crawl up your web line to get more forward momentum, and then you can reach your target. Alright, Elite fam, that's all I have for you today for this video about my takes that I would like to have in Marvel Spider-Man 2. I also have some more takes with Jay Phrygian. It's on my channel as well. We was on a call. We were just talking for like hours about this game, things we would like to see as far as animations and mechanics as well. Yeah, I'll put the cards up. You'll probably see some cards popping up right now about those videos, so feel free to look into those when you have the chance to. And also, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, comment, and subscribe, and turn on your post notification bell to get notified whenever I upload. And with all that being said, I'll see you on the next one, man. Peace.